Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey, the podcast that discusses love, relationships, sex, and dating from a male's perspective. I'm your guy, Ron Coe, and I'm joined by my guys, White Star GB.
We're shaking.
And we also have super producer Corey Cool in the building, Cool University.
Peace. All right.
Big shout out to everyone tuned in on Instagram, YouTube. Please remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation. We have a great show for you guys tonight. Tonight, we will be smoking the Trinidad Espirito Series 1, and we will be drinking the Noble Oak Double Barrel Bourbon. All right? And tonight's topic is going to be Cigars and Whiskey Podcast versus the Red Pill community. All right. White Star GB, how was your week, man?
Week was cool. First, I want to give a shout out to our boy KB celebrating a birthday.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's
Happy birthday to KB. That's why he's off tonight.
Somewhere in some foreign country. He's on vacation somewhere. Shout out to you. Mm-hmm. Week was cool, man. Coming off vacation into the Labor Day weekend was pretty nice. Saturday, we went to a nice event, a comedy show at London B Salon's house, and shout out to her and her husband for their hospitality.
Yes,
and for
I think his name is Trini Tricks the Barber.
Okay.
Shout out to him. Shout out to both of those guys for actually letting us be one of the sponsors for the event. They throw a great comedy show.
Beautiful event. Food was amazing.
Yeah, food was amazing.
You had the fish, of course, right?
Yeah, of course. You know
how was the fish? It was like
excellent.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it.
I had the chicken. It was nice.
And I think dude is he's like the executive chef at Prime.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Big shout out to them. Always, I think that's that's the second year that we went, me and my wife.
Okay.
And she throws great events.
Great
so
event.
Shout out
Great
to her.
event. Yeah.
If you can give her Instagram again.
London B Salon.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll tag it, and everything like that. Yeah, it was a great event. Sunday I had a little shindig over here at the house, and it was cool. I mean, until the thing happened.
What's the thing?
The thing, I got demoralized at my own house, at my own party, dog. It was terrible, yo. Anybody who knows me knows I like my sound. I like music. I like to have nice speakers. I pulled out maybe 3 speakers and a subwoofer. Had them pulled out around the house. Everything was rocking. Party started about 6. You know what I mean? About 10 o'clock, my neighbor behind me got home. He felt like he wanted to show me up. So he pulled his car in the backyard and plugged it up to 2 ghetto speakers and drowned my music out.
Are you serious?
Dog, I was shifting speakers all over the fucking place trying to get some sound until it came to the point where I was like, yo, you know what, man? I'm just going to turn my music off. I turned my music off and just listened to his music at the end of the fucking night. Dog, I started cleaning up, yo. I was the party's over.
But was it all in good spirit, or was it like
I
don't
can't
really
tell.
fuck with you like that?
We're cordial. That's the thing. Like, I say what's up. I asked about the kids. I asked about everything. I haven't seen them since. But I say this to say that. Cigar and Whiskey family, please, in the chat, in anything that we're on, please tag the loudest fucking speakers and subwoofers you can find. I've committed speakers to inside the house. I haven't done the outside yet. I need 3 or 4 of the loudest, most obnoxious fucking police calling speakers. Next summer, I promise you, whoever sends me the best recommendation, you are invited to my house to wake his kids up every fucking weekend. That shit was fucking demoralizing, dog. I turned my music off. But it's all for, listen, it's part of the game.
Part of the game, bro.
Yeah. I didn't take it personal, but I take it personal.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, well, shoot. That's for my
How was your week, though?
It was cool, man. Pretty smooth. Had a couple of days off. during the week.
What days?
I can't even remember.
Okay.
The week goes so fast.
Yeah,
I can't
right,
even
right,
remember.
right.
You know what I mean?
Going into the holiday weekend, or
Actually, I only think I worked. No, I had Labor Day.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody worked Labor Day,
Mhm.
but I think maybe Thursday, yeah. And the thing is, now I'm getting so, once I'm into something and I get passionate about something, I put my head down. So it gives me more time as far as working with the podcast and trying to work on our content and putting out more content
absolutely
on other platforms and things like that. So it was a good week. It was cool.
nice,
So
nice and productive, and
absolutely,
everything like that. Kids are back at school.
Absolutely, yeah, and that is something that you got to get used to. Get the house back into that order of
dog.
back to school, man.
Yeah, because I'm not there for the morning, but I'm there for the afternoon, and clearing the schedule to be there to pick her up and having the afternoon snack ready. We ain't start homework yet, but it's gonna be it's time to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Corey, you worked Labor Day, right? You dropped the episode, right?
Yeah. I dropped an episode.
Welcome back.
It's very tough, guys. I'm coming off of doing daily podcasts, so I'm home with my son. For a little while, and it is impossible to do anything with this guy. This guy,
Really?
when I tell you, needy.
What's his schedule though? Like, when do you have some downtime?
I don't. He does not sleep.
Oh boy,
He takes.
you got a vampire.
Listen, I work. Let me tell you something. I worked super duper hard, right, to put him down to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. Do you know this guy slept 9 minutes and was back up for 3 hours after that? And then the next time I got him down, 22 minutes, and he was up until it was time for bedtime. Wow. This guy is
no sleep.
Yeah, I gotta do.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
It was a tough. So anyway, I did manage to get an episode out. CUNY Radio podcast, that is.
Yes.
Hip hop stuff. And I also was able to get a good day of radio in on the voice of NCC 90.3 FM.
Nice.
Playing
Say
it cool.
He put his radio voice when he sounds.
Absolutely.
When he
Yeah,
shouts
man.
out there.
Yeah. They pay me the big bucks.
Silky
Pay me
voice.
the big bucks for that.
Yeah.
All right, but no, it was good. And the highlight
So
of
you're
my
going
week.
to like a weekly format now?
I'm gonna have to do that until this guy learns some manners. This child of mine learns some manners.
All right, so just give us the content. Give it to us, man. We
Right.
want it.
But the highlight of my week is being here with you guys and producing this show, or just pressing record. All right, love you guys.
What's up?
Love you too, bro. Shout out to everyone tuned in on Instagram, YouTube. Please remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation. If you don't follow us on Instagram, please do at Cigars Whiskey. That's Cigars with an S, Whiskey. Also, check us out on YouTube, Cigars and Whiskey Podcast, Cigars, the & Whiskey Podcast. Remember to like, share, and also subscribe to the channel. Look at the videos, hit the like button, get us some help from the algorithm. We put up some content, and we're gaining subscribers, but we needed to go a little bit faster. Please help us out.
Yeah.
All right. If you missed any of the previous episodes, you can always go back and check us out on the podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify, etc. Remember to like, share, and also subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating with a comment. It helps the platform grow. Now, if you have any questions, any comments, any recommendations, by all means, hit us up. All right. If you want to recommend a cigar, a spirit, or even a topic, shoot it over to us. If you have a product or service and you would like to sponsor a show, all right, hit us up via email. It's podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. Again, podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. And if you dig the show, you like the content that we're putting out, and you want to show some support, you can do that via Cash App. It's the same as the Instagram. Cigars Whiskey, Cigars with an S, Whiskey. And also, remember to check out our guy, like you just said, super producer Corey Cool, as the voice of 90.3 WHBC, the Play It Cool Show, every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. You can check out that. And also, CUNY Radio, his podcast, everything he has going on, by following him on Instagram at Cool University. That's Cool, UNIVERCI All right. So
Can we sit? Can we sit on a little bit on what we're drinking right now? This Noble Oak, this bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to be back, yo. We were in our Japanese whiskey phase.
Yeah. Shout out to the Shibui.
Yeah.
Um,
Even before that, though, I think our last 3 joints were Japanese whiskeys.
oh yeah, we had the Hintori.
Yeah.
The Shibui. I'm not sure what we had before that,
Mm-hmm.
but
It's good to be back. I'll tell you that. Because even at home, I lean towards Irish whiskeys. So even at home, I was leaning more on the Irish whiskey side of the game.
I lean towards bourbon.
Right.
I
I can see why.
I
I miss
got-
it.
I got a sweet tooth, so
Right.
I guess I'm just naturally
Yeah.
drawn to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, this one right here, this Noble Oak, man,
it's nice.
right up the alley.
Yeah.
Right up the alley.
Yeah.
So
It's nice. It's complex. This is my first time having it.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's special because it's I think it gets most of its taste from wood, right? And then you could taste the dry finish, the dry fruit finish on the end of it.
Yeah, this was aged in a sherry cask.
Right.
Yeah, that's where it probably
Yeah,
gets that.
yeah. So tune in for our full review on it, but I'm enjoying this so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Also, the Trinidad Espirito series number 1. So far, so good.
Yes.
Pretty smooth smoke.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I would say
What size is this?
this is a Toro, which is
Okay.
I think it's a 6x54 ring gauge.
Toro is the biggest size.
No.
Okay, all right.
No. I want to say the longest size is a Churchill.
Churchill. Okay. All right.
They might have a longer one though.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, the Trinidad Espirito Series 1. We'll let this one marinate with the Noble Oak, and we'll come back to you at the end of the show and let you know how it fares.
We'll talk.
All right.
We'll talk.
So we'll jump right into our first topic of the night. What are we going to speak about tonight? First.
Let's do that story on IG of the young lady, the DJ, and the baby father at the baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
And the mic gets to her, and she not so politely asks any guest who didn't contribute a gift to leave. And I think that's a place that we've all been. Not
Absolutely.
during, but definitely after, when we're tallying gifts. From birthday parties to weddings.
Absolutely.
You know? I think we've all been there. And I've had conversations with my friends and family about weddings and parties and yeah.
I think there's a difference though.
Go ahead.
All right. So the wedding
Mhm.
is a ceremony, right? So you're seeing something,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
A birthday party,
Mhm.
you're celebrating something,
Yes.
you know? So your presence is pretty important. A
Almost
baby
like
shower,
a present.
your presence is a present also with those particular events, right? But a baby shower,
Nobody's presence is a present.
the baby's not there,
Yeah.
right? It's not like all it is for is to give gifts. That's all it's for.
A fundraiser.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in that, I could understand, like, all right, her feeling that way about a baby shower.
Yeah.
Because, all right, people come to a wedding, they want to see you get married, they want to see you walk down the aisle.
Mhm.
There's certain things that you want to see. You're not seeing anything at a baby shower. It's just there to give
See,
gifts.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I feel like your wedding is the biggest fundraiser you will ever have for your family.
I get that. No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that.
All right.
But what I'm saying is that there are certain things that are more important
Mhm.
than the fundraising part of a wedding.
No, it is not.
How is it not?
I think you literally just have to bring money. Like you all right. You have to cover your plate first of all.
No, that's the rule of thumb, yes.
Yeah, that's the rule. No, that's the bare minimum.
Black
the
folks.
bare minimum is covering your plate.
Black folks, if you didn't know that, right? If you don't know that,
And this is a PSA.
when you go to an event where somebody has, they've rented a catering hall or an event hall, the rule of thumb is at the very minimum you have to pay for your plate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of folks understand that. I don't think they know that. So they
you
really
can't afford your plate. You can't afford to come. I'd rather you not come if you don't bring a gift.
Really.
I've got a
100%.
quick question, guys.
Cool.
All right, now, how do you know what a plate is? How you're not Googling the place, are you, and saying, well,
In
a plate
2022, an average plate is $100.
Okay,
average.
So there's
I was gonna say
it's going to go
75
$75 to $150.
I was gonna say 75.
It'll be $75 on a Thursday or Wednesday night. On a Friday or Saturday night, it's $150 to $200.
all right
Yeah,
per plate.
Yeah.
Per plate.
So now
you and your guest, $400 in the card.
All right,
Minimum.
okay, that's what I'm saying. The $1 million question is, so what are we looking for in the car? You said $400. What we're looking for?
For a Friday, Saturday night wedding,
Yeah.
$400. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, the crazy thing about it is that I stick to that at least at a very minimum. I remember when I was dead ass broke, right? I had just passed my Series 7. I didn't have no money whatsoever. And I went to a guy's wedding. And I literally put like singles and shit like that in order to get to the minimum of, because that's what you have to do.
No, we don't know. How much, sir? What single? How fat was that a fucking card? Sir?
I might have put some change in there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might have put some quarters in there.
Fucking car was jingling.
I was broke, bro. I was so broke, yes. But I knew that if I was going, it's just etiquette, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I think it might have been like $100 I gave, but I had to scrape that $100 up together because I was invited to the wedding.
Is it a black thing or is it of all walks of life?
No,
I mean, we watch movies like Casino and any kind of like mafia movies that has like a scene where there's a wedding and they're rolling in the dough. And then we see African weddings where they're throwing money on the thing. Indian weddings where everybody gets gifts. Like, I don't know. Are we the only
I
people
think we have the most trouble.
who take L's?
Really.
No one breaks even.
Oh, I'm okay. The wedding that I'm talking about that I went to, right? This guy spent $100,000 on his wedding. $100,000. Now we at the time we're brokers, which is an industry that's like it's dominated by white men, but a lot of Italian guys. So his partner was an Italian guy. He spent $100,000 on his wedding.
Mm-hmm.
He got back like $150,000.
As you should.
And the black guy who tried to do the same thing, he got back $15,000.
Okay. That's terrible.
He got $15,000 back.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and he felt like, that shit is terrible. Like,
We've
you're
all
not
been there.
those guys. You're not those guys, bro.
We've all been there. On our wedding night, we've all been in our honeymoon suites, opening checks,
counting money, right?
Counting money, and being mad, being tight. Like, yo, what happened here? Like, damn, all right, they're gonna make it up. But honestly, I like to give gifts to be in the upper 10th percentile of gift givers.
Oh, really?
I like to be remembered. Yeah, I like to get that text the day after the wedding from the groom saying thank you. I
At the very minimal, it depends on where I'm at the time.
Yeah, of course.
How my pockets are. But
have you ever not gone to a wedding because you can't afford it?
no, I've never done that before.
Okay.
I never did that before.
Okay.
But what about you?
You showing up? Yeah. I've not gone to weddings and then sent the gift. So that way my plate isn't covered, but I'm still gonna send you something. As a gift. It's not gonna cover me and my wife, but it's something. But I'm not gonna take up room.
Yeah.
For your wedding, did you not invite somebody that you knew wasn't gonna give a good monetary gift?
No. We didn't even think that far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I give everybody that advice. Anybody who's throwing a wedding recently, any of my friends or family, I've kind of gave them the pep talk that this is a fundraiser. If you know someone's not gonna fulfill that quota, you can't invite them.
I think you're taking all the joy out of what the day is supposed to be.
Fam, my joy is at the end of the night counting that card. Counting them cards, wifey on the calculator, with a little lingerie on, and she's, we anteing up.
Okay, technically, it's your decision to pay for the wedding. That's like, all right, that's a venture that you went into. You said, I'm going to spend this amount of money.
All right,
you can't really bank on the return, like a return on investment, when it comes to an event like a wedding.
You almost have to. You have to.
Where right, so you going to check it? Londa B, of course, just checked in. We told her we gave her such an amazing shout out. Shout out again because she's here. Peace. She says 250 is fair. You know, so
for a husband and a wife.
For a husband and a wife. So
definitely fair.
Right.
Yeah. I concur. Will it ever get to the point where I was also thinking, I was kind of going down a rabbit hole, just thinking like with the baby shower side, would it be out of the realm of thinking that people would send people personal itemized registries? Like, this is what I want you to buy me. Only you. You're coming to my party. This is your registry. You open the registry up. There's one thing for $60. That's your thing.
So what? You pegging me like I know what your pockets are? If you
don't buy this shit, don't show up.
But are you giving the person the
person,
registry?
Yeah, I know you got it. Yeah, niggas counting pockets and everything. Yeah, yes. Yeah, nigga. We see the rollie on the wrist. We see everything, nigga.
You can't do that.
We need that diaper genie from you, sir. And a box of diapers. Send it.
Yo.
Would it ever get to that point? I mean, listen, baby showers came a long way. Men weren't even at baby showers. Mm-hmm. Like, my oldest daughter is 23 right now. Mm-hmm. When her baby, I didn't go to her baby shower. There were no men at baby showers. Mm-hmm. I came at the end to say hello and to pack up all the gifts and to take it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Baby showers came a long way, you know? So it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But final thoughts is send that bread, yo.
Yeah. All right. So,
final thoughts. Don't go to shit if you can't afford it.
Now, okay, where I don't agree with GB is that baby showers are strictly for gift giving. That's what the event is for. It's not about you coming and fraternizing with other people and seeing other people and shit like that. That's not what it's about. It's about getting as much stuff for the baby. Now, a wedding, if you don't have the means to give something, to give a financial gift,
don't come,
bro. What if
respectfully decline?
What if it's one of your close family members,
great grandma and all?
Great grandma,
yeah. All right, I'll cover great grandma's card. I got great grandma. I got her.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
anybody else? You know what I mean? Even if you want a fixed income, I give you a year. You know what I mean? Yo, I gave you a year to figure it out. You know? Yo, can niggas just show up in their best suits, fresh from Macy's, whatever they went to? You know what I mean?
He said fresh from Macy's.
And have $40 in the card for you. Or have a crock pot and a fucking alarm clock. We ain't doing that.
All right. We'll move on in a second, but all right, a gift? Do you gauge the amount of the gift?
Yo, do not bring a gift to a wedding. First of all, it's 2022. There is no registry. It says on the bottom of it, monetary gifts only. Cigar and Whiskey family, monetary gifts only mean money. We want money. We don't want your pots and pans. We don't want you to re-gift what you got from Christmas, the little candy dish. Leave all that shit at home. Bring money. Or don't come. That's it.
All right. You know, you heard him.
Cool, am I lying?
You heard him.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, money is appreciated, especially
Absolutely.
At a wedding.
I get it.
I'm gonna tell you this though, because I do not give gifts ever. I only give cash. I never buy anything for anybody outside of my wife. I do, and my kids obviously. I don't give gifts to my mom, to my aunts, uncles, cousins. It's only cash.
Gotcha.
And sometimes I have a card. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I will roll up to your kid's birthday party, and I will give the mom, the mom of that child, or the dad of that child, the cash in their hand. Or I try to like get the kid close to the parent and slip the kid some money, so that way, you know. But yeah, I don't. I'm a bad gift giver. It's only cash.
I'm having a birthday party for my kid next week.
So expect cash. I'm not doing anything other than that.
Right. I'm gonna have a QR code printed up, a big poster for my Cash App. Just if you didn't bring a gift or whatever, just link the QR code, send it. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's where
I mean, birthday parties are like a gray area for like kids and stuff like that. Because I mean, anywhere between $20 to $40 or whatever, something like that.
I would say $25.
Yeah.
At the very minimum, $25. All right.
That's where we at with it.
Yeah.
That's a PSA from the Cigar and Whiskey family.
Absolutely. All right. So, what we got next?
What we thinking? We're gonna go to what we got on the docket?
We got on the docket. Is it ever a time as a parent where you throw your hands up and give up on your child?
Yeah, that's that T.I. thing, right? His son got in trouble for something I'm not really sure about. You know what I mean?
His son's like, he's, go ahead. I'm sorry.
T.I. felt the need to take to social media to tell his followers to stop giving him advice, that he's tried everything. He's exhausted all his options. He said the beatings and the punishments hasn't worked. His son is 17, lives under his roof, and he said his son is going to end up in prison, and that might be the only way that he's going to learn. He said, and we're paraphrasing, of course. He says that he remembers that energy that his son was on because he had that same energy as a child. So it worked out well for T.I. He's a multimillionaire, doing well for himself. But he's struggling with his son, and it seems like he's throwing his hands up and waiting for something bad to happen in order for the correction to kind of happen. And that's what kind of alarmed me to the whole situation, because it's like, what does that look like?
Well, okay. He knows what it looks like, though, right? Like he said,
he hopes he know what it looks like.
I think in his life he's been in way more trouble than his son has been.
Right.
In a state where he didn't have any resources, so he had to deal with the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is very important that we don't minimize people's struggles just because they have money, right?
Okay.
So we don't give him a pass just because he's rich, right? But that doesn't mean that what he's saying is not true. Like, that may have to be that. Okay. I got to sit up. Okay. All right. He's probably right, man. That's probably what has to happen.
Now let's take it off of his son, because his son, of course, is a minor. But what if someone in that situation, if their rock bottom for their child is their child taking somebody else's child's life? I looked at it, when I heard that, I looked at it like, you're making your son our problem now. Like, he's our problem. Now, we could come home and your son could be in our living room taking our TV or doing something. Or he could be doing a home invasion, or he could be at a party shooting it up or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's a growing problem all over America now. Like, I don't know, it's like people are giving up on their kids and making their kids everybody else's problem. And I'm not cool with that. Because my kids are my problem first. I can never
like
throw
there's a difference though, like now versus back then. Like it's always been kids that are out there menacing.
Right.
We
never heard their parents' voice. Now with social media, when there's a school shooter, when there's a shooting at the McDonald's a couple of months ago, the parents are involved and they're doing interviews and they're sitting there like, my kid was a good kid and all that, but we just looking at y'all like, what the fuck? Like you ain't noticed your kid was doing all this? Like you didn't. The rap sheets are long. Everything is happening. All the signs are there. Like, what can you do for your child to reprimand them and to correct this thing if they're in your household?
I think that, first of all, society kind of hampers you, or they kind of restrict you on how far you could really go with your kids, bro.
Okay.
Kids have rights. Definitely these days, like you can't really whip a child's ass like that. You know, his son, T.I.'s son, is probably with the shits, so he's probably okay with a good fist fight with his pops.
Okay.
But some kids will act like a badass in the street, and then they get their ass whipped by their parent, and they'll call CPS on their mom or their dad. And ultimately, the rights of the parent is somewhat stripped. You know what I mean? You can't really do too much to your kid. And if you have done what you think you know, the most that you think you can do, it's like, all right, well, I'm trying to stop you before you reach the edge, but maybe you have to go to the edge.
Where's that energy when school shooters are doing it and we're seeing the parents buy them guns and all that, and they're in their room, they haven't gone to school in like weeks, and they're loading up with ammo, and they went into their birthday to buy AR-15s, and we're all saying, lock the parents up too, because they ignored it.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't defend that. And I could probably say, like, a guy like T.I., he may get on social media and say, oh, I did this, I did that, but let's not act like you Cliff Huxtable and you're at home every day giving pep talks to your sons and shit like that. You probably out and about doing what you're doing, ripping and running, handling your business, you know, doing, you know, in your career, working. You know what I mean? So I don't think he has time like your average parent to really reprimand and sit there and discipline his son, especially when you're on the road, you're out and about, you know. But yeah, I can't defend
with
that.
Resources, don't you have access to different things? Like, I listened to a episode of Mav Hoffa's podcast with Young Berg, and he was saying that at 16 he was in the streets running around wild, and his mother had a boarding school literally kidnap him from the store and bring him to boarding school, and tried, at least, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time, he thought that she was just completely wilding, because he was actually well on his way to his career. But she didn't see that. She just saw her son in the streets wilding.
Yeah.
Is boarding school not an option?
Absolutely.
If you have means.
I think that he's probably, I'm just going to make an assumption option, or that option may be on the table at this point in time.
Okay.
But I do feel like he's responsible for making his son the way he is.
Yeah.
I think some of these kids, they may be traumatized by having the camera put in their face at a certain age.
Okay.
And he's grown up a certain way with fame and money. So now it's just like he's just a asshole to the 10th power. So and then the thing is, I'm not sure. He could really be with the shits, or he could just be trying to emulate his father's rap caricature. You know what I mean?
All right.
So I don't know. You know, you always get the dudes that are a generation removed from the hood, but they always want to go back. They always want to chill with the hoodest niggas. They want to chill with the wolves and all that shit like that. And for him, he can flow back and forth, but it gets fickle when the rich kid, he gets caught up in the BS in the hood. And hopefully, God forbid, it doesn't end up like being like Terrible, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, God forbid something happens to him.
No bodily harm comes to somebody else or anything like that.
Yeah.
But listen, this show is being recorded in New York, and New York City is plagued with crime from young people. The Bronx, Brooklyn, everything. Gang members, everything like that. What does that household look like? Like, these gang members are going out, committing crimes, and they're going back into their parents' house and just going to sleep and just, you know what I mean? Wearing blue or red every day and just coming home. Like, parents aren't saying anything. Like, what? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna say this. I'm raising two girls, so it's not the same thing. You, as a father of a son, what would you do?
I would be extra attentive to my son.
What does that look like?
First of all, like I'm gonna make another assumption. I'm assuming these kids, especially the young men, or the young men, they don't have a male figure in their life, right?
Okay. All right.
So, and then I think that the quote unquote OGs that they have, they're not to the point. They're not past the point of like, I'm above the shit I was doing when I was a teenager, when I was your age. You know what I mean?
All right.
And I think that was the saving grace to a lot of the whole, because you would see gang members that have a ton of sense. You know, they're articulate, they're smart, they're street smart, and that's because they might have made those mistakes, and then they learn certain lessons, and then they just move forward. So then they can pass down the knowledge to the next generation. Even if a dude is in the gang and he's your little homie or whatever like that, but you could tell him like, yo, you can navigate this way, that way, whatever. But I think even these dudes, their OGs are the 40s, 40-something, approaching 50, but they still didn't learn what they should have learned, and they're still living like they are teenagers in their early 20s.
And taking advantage of younger, influential children who,
I think it's more manipulation, not trying to right the wrongs that they made when they were young.
All right.
I think that was the difference. A lot of those older dudes, they wanted to right the wrongs that they did, so they passed down to the next generation.
Yeah.
I think these dudes just like, yo, they just puppet masters. They play,
You got any advice for parents? You got anything like?
Be attentive to your child.
What does that look like?
No exact.
Take 5 real fast. Take 5.
Give us a second, people. Some technical difficulties. What do you mean?
Oh man, as far as these comments are going, let's see.
Let's hear them.
Run it back.
Let's give us some comments.
All right. So we got a lot of dialogue going on between Londa B1 Salon 161, Alkaline Fitness, but basically kind of touching on what these households look like, right? So I don't know if you guys can hear me on the IG, but we got no foundation. Both parents are probably at work, or we have single family homes. Is what
Absolutely.
they could possibly look like. What else we got? Mom on drugs, pop selling drugs.
Yeah.
So, typical generational curses also. So kind of just, maybe not rebounding from what happened prior.
Absolutely. There's data that shows that if your kid grows up in a single parent home, they fight against every statistical disadvantage as they grow up. They have a higher chance of getting arrested, going to jail, not going to college, not finishing school. The data shows that when kids grow up in a two family household,
Right.
They have every advantage to be progressive in society.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is it possible? Well, it is possible for, them to be in a 2-parent household, but both of those parents are chasing things too, right? So that still leaves opportunities.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
And being, just because there's 2 people in the household doesn't necessarily mean both of them are, preaching wellness or
I
good
get
words.
it. I get what you're saying, but
just a possibility.
I would always roll with the odds. Roll with the odds of giving my child the best statistical advantage to be a productive citizen in society.
Well, if both the parents are chasing things, then there's resources.
Yeah.
Are there more options with resources?
Of course. But a whole nother layer to that is the fact that you do have to be attentive to your child.
Yeah.
You can't be
Okay, so you see it.
Yeah.
You see it. You go in this room, you seeing the gang stuff, you seeing everything, you see a gun, you see everything. What's your next step?
Right, because the main thing is you do see it. I don't think that any one of these kids are running around doing what they're doing and the parents are just oblivious to what's
We've
going
watched
on, right?
documentaries of drug dealers who lived in an apartment with their mother and their siblings, and they're the head of the household after a while. They're paying the rent. They're buying the kids clothes for school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Their siblings. The parents see it. Or they're turning a blind eye to what the social recourse of what your child is doing to society. And that's my problem. That's my problem. Like a lot of parents right now are turning a blind eye to what damage your kid can do to the world.
I get it.
But
People have different circumstances.
yes,
Right?
yes.
We can't we can't have women trying to raise young men. Men need a male figure, a male role model, a male influence in their life. They need that. Statistics show that when a male has a male role model or male figure in their life, the odds of them being a productive citizen in society, the stats for graduating high school, not going to prison, a long list of different things, greatly increase of that not happening if they have a male figure in the household.
So if they don't have a male figure in the household, let's just say. So now,
Not necessarily. You don't need.
if we want to come with a solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
A man like myself, not much extra time, but I have 2 girls. Should I be volunteering somewhere with young boys to kind of like mentor? Like, should men without children and men who aren't really
I think
don't have any problems on their hands, should they be mentoring?
Absolutely. I think they should.
Okay.
I think they should. You can even, this is the thing, you can even do it in your own family because most of us, we have young men in our families that don't have their father there.
Yeah.
And as an uncle, as a cousin, as a brother, you might have to step in.
Yeah.
And be that male figure in that young man's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can only do what you can do, right? You can't put handcuffs on them, lock them in the house, tell them don't come outside or anything like that. The world is the world. The world is going to be there.
Yeah, I'll be Googling, scared straight. All right. Like, all right, myself, what I would be doing if I had a young man living in my household, my child living in my household, and I've exhausted all the beatings, all the punishments, all that, I would be steering him towards the Army when he graduates high school. You know, someone needs to fix him. You know what I mean? The other thing I would be doing.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but
go ahead.
So you feel like you couldn't give him discipline? You got to send him somewhere else to get discipline?
I mean, that's what you've been saying for the last couple, like, you know.
I think another issue too is keeping kids busy. They have a lot of times they got too much. They got too much time. Yeah. They got too much time on their hands, bro.
But you've been a young man,
yeah.
like you were there where money, sports, money, extracurricular activity, money always outweighs everything.
That's how you think. That's you. That's proprietary to you.
That's me. Okay.
Like that's not, you know, like
yeah. I stopped everything. Once I got a little taste of money, I was like, oh, it's over.
No, I kind of want to rebuttal that. Well, a little bit, right?
Sure.
Ron, me and you talked about kind of how our kids don't necessarily have a value of money or an understanding of what money is. So maybe money might not be their issue nowadays. It may be social status,
Clout.
or, you know, or AKA clout of that nature. But maybe more so whatever their talents are, their likes and their ambitions are, maybe trying to steer them more towards their ambitions or whatever. Let's just say it's because this is the thing too. How many parents actually know their kid, know what their kids are into, what their hobbies are, what their likes or things of that nature. And remember, there's a way to get paid from every single interest that there is, right? If you are a great drawer or you like to draw, there's a way to financially win there.
Yeah.
If you like to play video games, strangely enough, there's a way to financially win there too. Yeah. So, what happens though when you know your kid? It's not money that's fueling them, because that was our problem, right? When we were coming up, it was more money driven type of things. Now I'm not sure if money is the issue, because, for instance, if you are in a multi parent household, you know, chances are money may not be the issue at that point. It may just be them searching for social status.
I think most parents, I don't even know if they know the basics. They might have to go ask their child, like, what do you like to do? What are you into? And once you know that, you can pour into your child in that way. Right? If they're passionate about something, you pour into it. Yeah. I don't think no young dude is like, yo, I'm passionate about being in a gang. I just want to, it might be I'm not gonna call him an idiot. It might be some knucklehead that says, yo, I wanna be like this. I want to be on the block. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Nobody really want to do that. That's very few and far between. It's somebody they see out there that they idolize more than you probably. You know what I mean? So if you were there and you're pouring into your child as a man, your kids are going to idolize you up to a certain point, right? And if you lose your kid as a teenager, right, then something has been done wrong, right? T.I., who's a rapper who's idolized by a bunch of different other young men, can't get he got his son who's idolizing other shit other than him. Yeah. But he probably got other people's kids that idolize him, but your 17-year-old son is running astray. I think it might sound funny or cliche, but he not feeling loved. He probably don't get the attention from his pops that he wants. That's why he acting out. We think it's something super complicated, but it could be something very simple as that.
is,
but like,
should therapy be an option?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, because
if you have means, any kind of insurance, anything like that,
even if you don't have money like that, you can find a therapist or somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as a parent, right? The only interactions that you have with your kid can't be when you're just reprimanding them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, I don't speak to you any other time, but when you do some shit that's wrong, I'm on your ass.
Growing up, I had a close friend. Have a close friend. He's still the bro. We were together all the time. He was a little bit more on the outside spectrum, you know what I mean? He was a little bit more active in different things, dabbling and everything like that. I remember his parents seeked mentorship outside. He grew up with a husband. He grew up with a mother and father in the household. You know, his parents seeked mentorship from somebody, almost like a mediator. You know, no, not a mediator, because he didn't sit down with him and his parents. He just sat down with him weekly. I wouldn't call it therapy so much, but I would call it, like a mentorship program.
Yeah.
And he would speak to him and talk to him. Someone who was kind of in his shoes and kind of like saw his way out of that and spoke to him. And when he started speaking to him, like, I kind of saw the difference in things, you know what I mean? When he was kind of like making, because we would be there and there'll be a decision to make. And it was like my famous thing, he'll tell you to this day, he would want to do something completely crazy. And I'm like, as your friend, I can't co-sign what you're doing, but I'm coming. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But once he started sitting down with his mentor, I really, really saw the difference in him, and I saw the change in his character. I definitely saw the change in his everyday decision making, in the things that he was looking for outside. You know what I mean?
Also, quickly to double back towards the T.I. situation. Also, you have to take into account that T.I. has like 6 kids. So now I've jumped from 1 kid to 2 kids, and I can already tell there is differences in my daughter very, very fast, right? Because she spent 6 years being by herself, receiving everything. And and then now all of a sudden, you have this new person coming. So now I can imagine if you have 6, right? How could you possibly spread, now mind you, 6 kids, a wife, right? That wife deserves attention, right? As well as millions of fans.
Full career, yeah.
Right. And not your average career, not your just, I go to work from 9.
Even while he was addressing the son's situation, he took a picture with a fan. Like, it was kind of crazy. Like, he was like, I'm busy, I'm doing something right now. But a fan asked him for a picture, so he has that to kind of deal with. So,
all that.
I have empathy, not much sympathy for the situations. I think
he has
that
money.
No, because he has a child, and you don't stop exhausting all your options. It's not the money. You got to keep trying. I feel like take him, do anything. Send him somewhere, send him anything, but you got to try something. You can't make him our problem.
I get you. I got you.
That's what I got with it.
All right. So what's do we want to do the red pill, or we're gonna do the friend zone?
Friend zone. Let's do friend zone.
All right. So we're gonna discuss how to stay out of the friend zone
as a man.
I guess you
hope
could
it's not females in the friend zone.
Well,
females in the friend zone, right?
There could be some women that are in the friend zone.
Right.
So,
what is the friend zone to you?
The friend zone to me is when you have a romantic attraction to a female and she either has no idea or she doesn't acknowledge you as a potential suitor, a romantic suitor, and she would rather have you as more of a friend or a confidant than a romantic partner.
I agree with your definition. I'm going to also add she's taking advantage of you liking her and you not having the courage to step up.
I would agree with that. But do you think there's any instances where a female genuinely doesn't know, or a person genuinely doesn't know that you're attracted to them, or
Of course.
you would want to move the relationship more from a platonic to a romantic relationship?
Yeah. If we're talking, do I agree? Yes, there are situations. The percentage of women who don't know, I would say 20%. Very low. I would say 20% of women who have a man in the friend zone don't know. 80%, no. 80% of women either have a boyfriend that they're not completely satisfied with. They see that they can use you in a certain way, or they and they're not interested in you, but they like what you provide. So they're gonna keep you there, because you said she know like you have a romantic attraction to her. That changes the whole friend. Like that changes friend to friend zone, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
But as far as, well, if you're talking about females that have boyfriends,
Yeah.
that's just like you can't really, I guess you can't really expect for that female to put you in a position of a romantic relationship, right? But if we're talking about a woman that is readily available, but she necessarily doesn't see you in that light, that's more of a slap in the face, if I was so to say. But why do you think guys get put in the friend zone in the first place?
I think there's two main reasons: lack of courage and putting your foot in the door. I think first of all, the lack of courage is that's your out. That's your game. I'm not going to, like, you feel like maybe she's out of your league. You don't want to fully shoot your shot because you don't want that rejection, but you want to kind of like stay in the realm of her and kind of want to weaken her into liking you. And the other thing is putting a foot in the door. Like if she has a boyfriend or she does shoot you down in some way, you stay friendly with her in hopes that you catch her in a vulnerable state and you kind of, get her that way.
Well, the other way is not. At least you shot your shot, and she shot you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least she knows,
Yeah.
right? But I think women will act naive, right?
Okay.
And act as if they don't really know. They will kind of present to other people that you guys are friends. Like there's no possibility of you guys being in a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
I think women do that because they may see a guy, right? And like you said, they like what the guy provides, whether it be a ear, maybe a dude that's probably at their beck and call. Like if they need somebody to go do something for them. They need somebody to vent to. But physically, they probably dig the personality and they love talking to that person. But physically,
dig the resources.
Well, I don't know. It may be guys out there that are exhausting their resources for females that they're not actually sleeping with
All the time. I mean, where do you think the term work husband was coined from? That's a man stuck in the friend zone.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's stuck there out of circumstance because if you calling me your work husband, that means if you break up with your regular husband, there's a chance that we could sleep together.
Or argument or anything like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or weakness.
Yeah. Like, so
got too drunk.
you're not like if you putting me in the realm of any play husband, whatever, then that signifies sort of like a romantic possibility. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you just say, "Oh, that's my coworker," or "That's my, that's my friend," that's something different.
My friend, right?
You're not acknowledging me as.
Well, I don't think the woman ever acknowledges him as the work husband. I think everybody else acknowledged them as a
Women
work
don't say that.
couple. You know,
Yeah.
He brings her breakfast in the morning. He does all the things that she appreciates from a man while she's there for the 8 hours a day or whatever. Then she goes home to her man, and he's just stuck there just waiting. You know, listen. Maybe he has other options. Maybe he's, I mean, listen.
I don't think so. I think that's one of the reasons why men get put in the friend zone
Because they don't what?
because they don't have options.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we spoke last week about mindset of abundance with the reaction that we did, and I think the guys that normally get put in the friend zone are the guys that don't have a mindset of abundance.
Okay.
They see a female, right? She may be aesthetically pleasing, and they automatically put that woman on a pedestal. But that woman, like you said, they may feel like, oh, she's up here, like physically, like, wow, she's beautiful, she's bad or whatever. And I don't know if I could ever get with that. I really do like her. I really would love to get with her, but she'll never mess with a guy like me.
Yeah.
So, they try to creep their way in, like, I'll accept the friendship, right? Because at least if I can't get with you romantically, at least I can be around you. You know what I mean? And then eventually maybe you may start to like, yo, you know what? This dude is cool. He has a great personality. He's not really my cup of tea, but maybe something could actually happen.
Right. I was a serial friend zone bandit. I used to work with a lot of females. I myself was in and out of relationships. This is a long time ago. Long time ago.
Yeah, I get
it. Right. But when you would see a new female come into play, and you're like juggling multiple females in a certain place, being in a friend zone is almost like it kind of helps you as well too.
It's like you redshirting.
Exactly, because it doesn't put a title on you and her neither. So it's like, if someone new comes from accounting or someone new comes from another department and you're already dealing with like two people in the building, you don't really have any affiliation to them because we're just friends. That's all we were. So there is benefits of being in the friend zone.
But I think it's a bit different.
Go ahead.
Because like I said before, I think women are attracted to men that have options. The fact that if you had chicks that you was already messing with, and the female knows that, she may be intrigued.
Okay.
Like, oh, you got two chicks in the building? Oh, okay. Like, damn, what's up with him? Now,
but they're your friends. You see them in the hallway. You see them checking up on them in the office and whatever, running around.
Oh, you saying that the other two chicks are friends though? Then you're not
exactly. Everybody's in the friend zone. That's what I'm saying. If you keep everybody your friend in a vicinity, you kind of winning, right?
I guess so. But
that's how I used it.
If you're not actually if you're not sleeping with any of them, like what's the point?
No, but you're sleeping with all of them.
Eventually? Or
Eventually.
Okay,
all right.
Are you friends with benefits?
I did meet the all right. I moved the conversation forward. Friends with benefits. You're right. Friend zone is having a physical attraction but not really getting there.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like that is a lack of courage.
It is a lack of courage, but I think women they play games, man.
100%.
There was a study like that I looked up, that I read about, that it tells you why men are normally in this friend zone more than women, is because women are naturally more selective when it comes to their mate than men are, right? Because of course men, we produce millions of sperm cells every month. A woman produces 1 egg per month, right?
Okay.
So with that, they have to naturally be more selective about the man that they pick, because they only have 1 egg to actually give in that particular month, and it's going and it repopulates the next month or whatever.
All right.
But that's why normally a woman will meet a guy, right?
Mm.
He could be a good guy, but if he doesn't check all the boxes, then it's like, all right, you could stick around. I want to keep you around, keep you in the tuck. You could be a placeholder. You could be my homeboy, but nah, you're not exactly what I want, right? And then I'll sit there. I'll talk to you about the guys that I want to fuck with, the guys that I am sleeping with,
exploits everything.
And then basically, eventually, if and when I do maybe feel like I want to bring you along, I'll bring you along. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
with that being said, how do you get out of the men's zone? I'm friend zone. Yeah, men's zone. Man.
I think the first thing you have to do is tell that female, like, we're not friends. We're not friends, right? You got to be willing to sacrifice the quote unquote friendship that you have with that female.
Okay.
You got to tell her, like, yo, you cool and everything like that. I got enough friends.
Okay.
All right. You want to fuck with me or not?
Hold on, man. I gotta stop you there, though.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, when you have to explain your way out of the friend zone, like it you kind of know it's not gonna happen at that point, right?
Dug your hole already.
Yeah, like, when you have to go to the lengths of saying what you're, where you're going with it. Like, come on, you kind of know when you're gonna get it and you're not gonna get it, right? Because I
think it's a possibility of reversing it, though.
Now, I think more
100%.
so than that, I want to know that process, reversing it. How? Waiting for that vulnerable moment, waiting for that slip and fall.
Well, that's the predator aspect of the friend zone. You know what I mean?
I would never advise a guy to be on some predator shit, like hiding in the bushes and waiting to pounce on.
That's what it's become.
Female.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's what it's become.
No, okay.
Waiting for that vulnerable moment of when she's tipsy, when she's in an argument with someone that she's dealing with, and
that sounds grapey.
All right, so I want you to tell
emotionally
me
vulnerable.
The upside. Tell me the upside to reversing your way out of the friend zone. That's important.
You have to develop options. Developing options.
Okay.
I think if you see, the problem is that you've already put that woman on a pedestal, right? You got to knock that pedestal. You got to kick that pedestal down, like knock her off that. All right. No, I'm not here. You got to stop accepting calls. I'm not sitting on the phone with you telling me how this dude banged you froggy style, doggy style, lobster style, and
Froggy
all that other
style.
good shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not sitting there listening to that.
Okay.
Like, nah, when you call me up, I'm not available. Oh, I'm going on a date. I'm this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Make yourself
Be a true
unavailable
friend.
to her.
Yeah.
And increase your options. Right? And
Yeah.
I think you will become more attractive to that female.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because like back in in our day, like friend zone it was called a crush. You had a crush on someone. A crush was someone that you liked but didn't have the courage to tell them. You know what I mean? And, if someone's in your vicinity, if someone likes you, if someone genuinely likes you, if someone likes your personality, chances are that they like you too, So, my advice would be shoot your shot.
Absolutely. Yeah, you should definitely shoot your shot. And be okay with the results. Be okay with the results, man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, when it comes to relationships, I'm not on no shit where it's like, oh, if I can't have 100% of you, I'll take 20%. No. If I can't get 100, give me 0. It's 100 or nothing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But I feel like I don't know which way.
No, right there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Forgot what I was saying.
No, we were talking about like shooting your shot. I feel like that's the number one way out of the friend zone. Because the friend zone honestly lets you know if you like her too. If you really like, all right, there's a physical attraction. Mm-hmm. You don't have the courage to say something to her. You spend time with her. If after the physical attraction, if you genuinely like spending time with her, you got to shoot your shot. And you're already there.
I think that makes it difficult, though.
Spending time and already.
Like, once, as time goes by, it's harder and harder to say something because it's like double dutch.
You're the bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even look at you like that. You're the bro.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And again, you have to be able to just say, like, nah, I'm not the bro.
Have you ever been in a friend zone?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was I'm not saying Don Juan or anything like that, but I don't think I've been in a situation where I'm crushing over a chick and I didn't, and she didn't know, or I wasn't hot, I didn't let it be known, or I'm just sitting there waiting for something to happen. Nah.
Yeah. I've been in a friend zone before. Even in high school, you would hang around certain females that you kind of liked, but you kind of like apprehensive to like shoot your shot.
I kind of friend zoned a chick before.
You friend zoned a chick before?
I think I friend zoned a couple chicks before.
Okay.
What
does that look like?
A chick tried to shoot her shot though.
Okay.
Right? Because I was in high school, right?
All right.
And this is when I was in a new high school at the time, and I just got there, and she was in one of my classes. So we start speaking in class, and I'm like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
And we upperclassmen, so we could leave for lunch.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to XYZ. You want to come through? Like, she's like, all right, come. Yeah, I'll come, or whatever, this, that, and the third. Yeah. So we just, like, I'm thinking we just cool.
Right.
Right? And then, like, next day we speaking or whatever, this, that, and the third, or whatever, da-da-da. A kind of, like a couple weeks go by, right? And then she comes out of the blue, like, yo, you want to go out with me? I said, nah, man, I just thought we was just cool.
Did you honestly think that y'all were cool? Like, did you?
I did. I really did. Like, no, because for me, I wasn't attracted to her like that.
I think you might have had that outlook just because you were not.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
I wasn't
see it coming.
Like.
So now, question. I wonder now, since you could have that realization, do you think that that's the basis of women putting guys in the friend zone where they're not seeing it? Do you think that they're not seeing, the guy's not laying it out?
Because like, how could you be around somebody? How could you be around somebody that you don't think likes you when they like you?
Okay. Now this is the thing. Now if I'm around you, right, and I'm flirting with you and shit like that, that's something different. But are we talking about regular shit? That's I'm not gonna assume that there's like an attraction like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, right. Now if I'm like, yo, if somebody says like, yo, damn, I like this or I like that about you, right? And fellas, that's a way to try to get yourself out of it, right? So the female knows not to play no games with you. if you're complimenting her or you're flirting with her, she has to know that, yo, he wants something more than a platonic relationship, right? But with this female, it wasn't nothing like that. That's why it threw me for a loop. I'm like, huh? And I felt bad because I'm like, nah, like.
Did it end your friendship?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I guess she, and I didn't want it to.
$1 million question.
Yeah.
Was it because she wasn't fire?
That part.
I think it was yes. Physically, she wasn't my cup of tea.
Okay.
She wasn't she wasn't a terrible looking chick or whatever.
Right,
but
okay.
it's like like I didn't see her in that light.
Okay.
And I think that is one of the problems in these situations, right? Another study that I researched is that they did a study with men and women that are friends, right?
All right.
And they said on average, on a number scale from 1 to 9, men rated their female friends a 5, and the females, they on average rated their male friends a 4, right? Which probably says that men view the women on a higher level so they could see them more as a romantic partner because they rated them higher. They like their looks.
Yeah.
Versus the females.
Okay.
With the men.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why I feel like men get friend zoned more than women.
Men will fuck anything too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keep something around and then, lonely night. Gotcha. But, with that conversation, that kind of moves us to the final conversation, which is cigar and whiskey versus red pill.
All right.
A lot of men stuck in the friend zone have turned to the red pill community for guidance.
Real quick, can you kind of summarize maybe in a sentence or two what the red pill society means or what their views are? Can you break down just real quick what that entails?
I'll try to be quick about it. But of course, like, people would know that the red pill terminology comes from the movie The Matrix, right? So in the main scene, the most popular scene of the movie, Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne, says to Neo,
Larry.
says to Neo, Keanu Reeves, like, you can take the red pill or you could take the blue pill. The blue pill, you could go back asleep, not living in an awake state and live your life comfortable the way you are. Or you could take the red pill and it can open up a whole new world for you where you can seek the truth and see the real world as we know it, right? So the red pill, in a sense, in this movement is about men figuring out the true nature of females, right? And it's supposed to be a movement against feminists. And basically it's a part of what they call the manosphere.
Manosphere, right.
Which is supposed to be a world that's dominated by men and masculinity versus dominated by women. Right? So one of the things that they believe is that the world is kind of catering to women, or they overvalue women and they undervalue men.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with everything you said and add that men who's been shunned by society and men who are mad at women and men who are intimidated by women and looking for guidance almost.
I get what you're saying, right? But my question is, do some of these men have a point?
Yeah.
Because, all right, so I could understand in some aspects on why they may feel like this. Yeah, I could understand in some aspects why some men feel like this, because a large part, you got men that are young men, right, that have probably never really experienced much as far as the realm of women and the opposite sex, right? You have probably men as young as teenagers or early 20s to, going all the way up to 50s and 60s or whatever, right? But these different groups of men have different experiences, right? One of the things is this is supposed to be a men's rights group, right? And we can't deny that men don't get a fair shake in every realm of the world. And specifically, one of the things that they really fight about is the way men are treated in family court and in divorce court. Like certain aspects of the world and law, they cater to women. Right?
Right.
So
very few. But I hear you.
Okay. Well, you can't
in those couple instances.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
which are two very important instances.
Very important.
Yes.
So in that aspect I get it, right? But then you have a whole nother group of men that are on some incel shit where like
GB's working hard to keep
it might be some dudes that are 35, 40 years old that live with their parents, that they're gamers, they sit at the computer all day, and they wonder why they can't get a woman.
Right. Unsocialized,
yeah. Socially awkward.
Yeah.
They're not out in the world. They don't attempt to meet women, speak to women, socialize with women, but they have a disdain. I wouldn't call it, well, I guess hate is the same word as disdain, but it's not.
Because it has been radicalized.
But it's a hate. It's a hate.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest things is that it's radicalized.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So we all as men, I guess we could all give a grievance that we may have about women.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
I've been divorced. Like we've been in relationships that haven't worked out. We've been in relationships that haven't worked out in our favor, you know? So, yeah, we all have grievances. It's all about, getting through it and, seeking guidance and seeking advice from your counsel and getting through it and getting back in the game, Because at the end of the day, that is the objective of men to, start a family.
So let me ask you this, because I just mentioned it, that one of the main pushes that they have as far as men's rights is the fact that men are treated unfairly in divorce court and family court, right?
Yeah,
because
and in paternity court.
In paternity court,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Right? So
child support is one of the most unfair things ever to exist.
And it favors women way more than men.
Right.
So in that aspect, I could understand why, they have a beef.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as far as the other side, right, what's weird to me is that this group is supposed to be like anti-feminist, right? And they're so kind of against women, but the main group of people that are rectifying the pains in this industry are pickup artists. But they want to learn how to bag up women.
Yeah. That's how my relationship with Red Pill kind of started. I kind of saw it from the outside. I feel like Red Pill kind of started with me without even calling it Red Pill with Patrice O'Neal. You would listen to him on his comedy specials, or you would listen to him on like Opie and Anthony, and he would, kind of like not so much bash women, but be pro men a lot and speak about the problems in dating and problems in the modern women. And then the pickup artist kind of thing came along. There were TV shows, books, podcasts, everything. Then I feel like in that part I was looking at it from the outside looking in. I was, I really never had a problem, getting, having a woman. But I would look at it from the outside looking in because it was entertaining. You know, Patrice O'Neal is one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah.
You would listen to different podcasts. Then you would there was a psychologist out of Canada. His name was Jordan Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
He came around, and he came around with the clean your room mentality, which was kind of like where I kind of gravitated more like, okay, if you wanted success and you wanted certain things in life, you had to fix yourself first. You had to look inside first, fix certain things in your life, fix your credit, clean up, learn how to groom yourself a certain way, and with women in life, you know. And then I feel like
they don't take accountability for themselves.
I think the modern day red pill doesn't take a lot of accountability. I feel like I like to work in percentages. I feel like maybe 30% of it now is accountability. You know, where 70% of it now is complaining. You know, though I don't agree with it, I do feel like there's a need for it. Because that 30% is important. That a lot of, I don't know if you grew up with like older heads, with like uncles and like, you know, older cousins and everything like that to give you advice on certain things. A lot of us didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't have an older person to kind of talk to and be like, nah, don't do that. Do it this way. You know what I mean? And I kind of had to learn the hard way. And that shaped my you know, character, as in looking at the red pill community like, come on, guys, figure it out, you know? But honestly, I feel like in my younger years, I could have used it.
Really?
Yeah, I could have used it.
Really?
Yeah. You know, I could have used the red pill community. I could have used a little.
What specifically could you have used, you think?
I could have used the internal inflection. I could have used the stay on your purpose. I could have used the don't chase mentality. I could have used, because it's like, all right, we didn't have red pill. We had hip hop. So it was like, show, you know, fake it, you know, show wealth, show certain things, show fake, you know, abundance, fake, you know, certain things. So that's what I kind of gravitated more like, you know, spend the money on the women, cater to the women, you know, dispose of women. That was one thing, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like that kind of shaped it, and I don't think that's where it is now. I feel like now it's more of a forum to complain about women.
See, and that's one of my things with it, is like, if it's supposed to be a manosphere movement, a masculine movement, I don't think complaining is a masculine trait.
Not at all.
So men, we're programmed to see an issue and rectify it, come up with a solution, right? We don't sit there and just complain about it and hope the shit gets fixed. We, you know, we figure it out and we move forward. We solve the problem and we move forward. But I think we can't minimize that probably some of these guys have had bad experiences with females.
Yeah.
Right? And these may be the guys that are in the friend zone, or that has had a relationship where they've been dealing with infidelity, also being passed over by multiple women,
or lack of courage. Can't even get out the house to speak to a woman.
Yeah, and
with
that, I don't think you should even say shit. If you're not out there, like, yo,
well, who's really out there? What does out there look like in 2022? When last week our topic was social media and women and dating apps. Now the socialization, the in-face socialization of men and women has completely dissolved. Men don't know how to speak to women. Women don't know how to get spoken to. You know? You know, back in the, like, you know, I keep saying back in the day, but, you know, we would go in the club and it's like, yo, you had to dance behind the girl who didn't know what you looked like. And when she turned around, you know, that was
the start.
That was either the start or the end.
Yeah, exactly.
And it could ruin your night, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But you had to, like, You know, you needed your friends around you. You need the homies like, yo, come on. You know what I mean? If you see your friends getting success, you have to keep going until you gain success. And that hardened a lot of men.
Absolutely. Right? So that is the difference. That's the difference between today and before, right? Normally, right, men get the dose of reality straight off top.
Yes.
Women don't get that.
Right.
Women get dealt with very, very with soft gloves. Like, men don't put down women. Like,
they shouldn't.
I've seen a dude, my homie, he know who he is, where a chick approached him and he told her before she even got to him, like, yo, don't even waste your time.
Oh, man.
He told her that straight off top.
Let's go.
Right?
Yeah.
But women do that a lot more. You don't see men doing that to women.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So men, we have to deal with what we have straight off top, right? And the thing is, now these days, dudes can sit there and not have to deal with rejection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Part of dating and being in relationships and meeting females and building shit is about rejection, right?
Oh, 100%.
So if you don't like, if you get that rejection, you can build up tough skin.
Shit, this life in general is about rejection.
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
aspects of
So
it.
I think these guys, they may have had one girlfriend and
Didn't go well.
it didn't go well, and now they feel like all women are conniving, they're fucking scandalous cheaters. They're everything underneath the sun. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we got to get back to that, right? I had an idea.
How do we get back to that, though? How do we get back there?
Well, you know what? I had an idea. Like, who's ever watching, if you want an idea, it's $1 billion idea.
Let's have it. Let's have it. Get your pens out right now.
I got an app idea. You can call it Nerd.
Okay.
And you put all the incel guys, right? And you put all the women that are not.
It'll never work.
Why? Why not?
Wait, hold on. Wait, did you finish? Did you finish it?
Like, okay.
Shut it down
Like,
quick.
all right, you put all the socially awkward people, the people that are
Men and women.
you put them all in together,
Right.
and then you let them do what they do. You understand what I'm saying? Because what the problem is that these guys, they can't go on the regular apps where they compete with these other guys. But the flaw with it would be that some fucking Brad Pitt looking dude would jump on the app and just start fucking all the chicks on that app.
Clean up. Or some attractive woman who is a opportunist will go in there, pose as a gamer with, her breast out and everything like that. Because the gamer community has been plagued by that. Like there is that. There's the gamer community where female gamers and male gamers would come in there, and now with Twitch and everything like that.
Well, can I ask you a hard question?
Sure.
Is that not social media as a whole anyway? Is that not okay? For instance, people who date online, period. Is that not people who just couldn't find a person in real life anyway?
I think you're creating, like, you got varsity and you got JV. You could create a JV league.
You
or
need a
Pee Wee
JV
league for dating.
Now,
You
the
understand
reason
what
why
I'm
that's
saying?
interesting is this, right? So, I know a guy who is autistic, and he met a lady who's the same from like a whole other state, and they're like kind of like dating each other through that. And I just kind of feel like that's kind of social media in a nutshell. It kind of, you kind of know what you're dealing with.
I think
through social media as a whole.
I think a lot of times people have problems getting through all the extra fluff around.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you can get directly to, somebody that's on your level, that solves a big problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another thing is this, right? Guys, if you're part of this community, and like, I'm just gonna use numbers, like a number scale. If you're a 4 on the scale, you can't expect to get yourself a 8, a 9 or a 10, bro. Like this just
well,
not.
that's where Kevin Samuels came into play, right? I felt like he started in that realm,
right,
speaking to guys and telling them, like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, you got to get more money, you got to groom yourself a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and then he transitioned into the women aspect of it.
Yeah.
He's almost looked at as the godfather of Red Pill because he changed the focus from men to women. Now he almost red pilled women to the point where it's like, okay, men don't care about your money. Men care about if you want to get a man with means, you know, or a high value man, you have to be friendly, fit, and what's the last word? Friendly, fit, and it'll come to me.
Well, maybe that app idea needs to be changed towards a rating system. Maybe that app needs to because this is the thing. Like, you may be a 4, but what tells you you're a 4? Nothing tells you, you're that specific.
Well, life
rating.
tells you you're a 4.
Life will tell you, and this is what I'm saying. People are sheltered to the point where they can't self-assess. They can't, hold themselves accountable for what, they can't just be real with themselves. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, if I know if I know I don't got it all together, right? And maybe this is based off experience.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think a lot of these dudes, they lack experience. But experience will show you your value. I guess you could say your sexual market value. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can if a female walks down a busy street, you let her walk down the street for an hour straight, she could tell you what her number rating is.
Value is.
Easily.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So the world is going to show you. And
Now, the main thing is where we started this conversation is the red pill community versus the cigars and whiskey mentality, right?
Yeah.
So where do we differ? Where do we differ as far as mentality from the red pill? That's what the initial question kind of was, right?
I think we're more real time, right? I think the ideology is being sold to these guys, and it's physically being sold to them, right? And when you sell something to somebody, if I tell you, like, yo, I can make you rich in 3 weeks, right? I could say, yo, you follow these 50 steps. I know people ain't gonna follow these 50 steps.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do it. Most people not gonna do it, right? I can tell you, I'll make sure you make $1 million in 3 weeks. A lot of people not gonna do it, right? A lot of the shit is theoretically. They'll sit there, they'll listen to you every day, but they won't implement action, right?
All right.
Whereas, I think we're more on the action side, right? We've done the real work in the field, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And have success.
Success,
like
exactly.
Where you want to be.
Exactly. Right?
You know?
And as far as, like, being a superior man, like, you don't just say you live with a mindset of abundance. You don't just say it, you live it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't just say you need to be on your purpose and, like, you got a bunch of dudes sitting at their computer still trying to figure out what their purpose is. Like, no, you live it in real time.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, I think a lot of the times these guys, they want somebody to commune with that they feels like they feel, right?
And miserable, like, and be miserable with, you know?
Yeah.
That's where I feel like we differ would be, like, you know, like I said earlier, I feel like there is a need. I do feel that there is a need for the red pill community.
Right.
You know, I don't feel like men should stay in the red pill community. I feel like it's almost like something that you have to, like
The G League.
Yeah, you have to look into as when you're a young man. But I feel like if you stay there, like we were talking earlier, and we were saying, like, I feel like it's almost like breaking an arm and putting the cast on, but leaving the cast on. You know, your arm actually atrophies. And I feel like red pill is actually atrophying men socially.
Okay.
You know, young men, and I feel like they're becoming older men who hate women. You know,
yeah, like yo, if you could just sit there and talk, and you're not going out like trying to implement whatever strategy these dudes are giving you,
Right.
like you could just sit there and complain about it all day.
Well, I don't think the red pill community is about strategy per se. Right?
There are certain ideals that they tell guys to kind of live by. You know what I mean? And they plant certain seeds in these dudes' heads that are like counterproductive to, if the goal is to get a female, to get in or get multiple females, even if they don't want to be in a long-term relationship or be married. Like, you can't, a woman is not going to be open or cooperative to you if you have a certain type of energy or a certain type of vibe that you guys say that you're giving that type of vibe. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
100%.
then to tell a guy, right, let's go back to the numbers, that's a 4, to treat a female a certain way, she can be like, yo, fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got, like, yo, bro, you're not equipped to handle this information or implement this info in real time.
100%.
Because you're not even all the way there.
Yeah.
Right? It's like giving somebody a loaded gun and they ain't getting no lessons at the shooting range. Like, all right, go ahead, take the gun and go run out.
Shooting out anyway.
Yeah.
Accidental
You know what I
murderers. Yeah. Absolutely. Bringing it home. Red pill community. What's your message to them?
I like some of the ideals in the movement.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely stay on your purpose. Stay on your purpose, right?
Right. What else?
Keep that mindset of abundance.
Okay.
I think that men and women should be on the level, right? I don't like a woman becomes your prize when you put her on that pedestal when she's your woman, she's your wife, your girlfriend, you know. But other than that, like,
how about staying in your lane?
No premature pedestals. No premature pedestals.
No premature pedestals. Yeah, exactly.
No premature
What do you mean when you say stay in your lane?
You know, if you're a 4, you should be looking for 5s and 6s, and you know, but you know, be self-evaluate. You know,
Absolutely.
turn yourself in from a 4 into a 6 or a 7. Stay on your purpose, meaning make more money, make yourself more valuable to the female you want to attract.
Increase your sexual market value. Yes.
There you go. You know what I mean? Get in the gym, groom yourself. You know, certain ways like that. You know what I mean? But just, you know, the angst towards women, the combative nature towards women and everything like that. We have to understand, women. Yes, society is skewed towards women right now. We speak about it every week. You know what I mean? Women have only had the right to vote for what, the last 100 years. They have been set behind. Yeah, they're on a They have more repercussions of being promiscuous. They could be stuck with a baby. They could be a single mother, you know. And then on the other hand, if they don't have a baby early, there's a clock ticking in their body.
Absolutely.
So they only have a certain amount of time that they are viable to men, you know. So society catering to women is okay. It's not against you though. It's up to you to adapt and for you to be great in it. You know, the world is figuring itself out, you know, and it's for you to, as a young man, do the work, figure yourself out, find your lane, find your value, get in the game, and get out. You know, find your mate, find your soulmate, find your whoever. If you don't believe in marriage or whatever, find your mate and go for it, yo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel. But I mean, from the outside looking in, I was very critical of the red pill community. I always looked at it like guys who were complaining, guys who lacked success with women. But honestly, with this project, doing research on it,
Kind of got an idea where he was coming from.
I sympathize a little bit
yeah.
where it's started. I never needed it. I can't say that. I could have found a use for it, like I said earlier. I could have found a use for it in the earlier days. The couple of times I hit my head up against the wall doing things, I felt like could have been avoided. It could have made my life a little bit easier. It's almost like a big brother or an older cousin guiding you through life,
I get what you're
now,
saying.
when that big brother and that cousin is a little jaded, it kind of leads you towards the wrong path.
Yeah. I was. You're right. You got it. I was gonna say something, but I forgot my point.
So, Cigars and Whiskey versus Red Pill. I wouldn't call us Red Pill. I mean, I wouldn't call myself Red Pill.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Red Pill community was needed in a sense because I felt like men were getting softer.
Yeah.
Men were definitely getting softer, right? But I think certain things are kind of, they're on both sides of the spectrum. And it's like, all right, certain things I don't understand, but I think that men need to get back to the point of being a little bit more masculine. Not to the point where, men and women can't cooperate with each other, but definitely, get some of this softness out of us.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because life is easier for men now. You're not getting drafted into a war. You could order food on the app.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want to do. Like, life was hard for a man. Like, men had to go to work as children and help provide for their families with a father in the household. Life is easier, So stop complaining so much. Get on your grind. Stay on your purpose. Clean your room, which means look internally. Fix the things that you got to do. If you're overweight, get in the gym. Groom yourself. Fix yourself. Make yourself more sexual viable.
Yeah.
And
you know what? All that you just said, it will increase your confidence to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
And confidence is king. If you got it, like, that's one of the major qualities that will attract women if you are confident about yourself. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where we at.
That's where we at.
Noble Oak. What are your thoughts on it?
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it.
What was the price point on it?
I want to say maybe, is there a price tag on there?
Nah, I took it off earlier.
I want to say about $40.
$40.
It was about $40.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about $40. I like it. I'm a bourbon guy. Man.
I'm slowly coming around. I'm an Irish whiskey guy, but I mainly drink bourbon with you guys. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
I miss bourbon.
All right. What'd you think about this? This
Very
Trinidad.
nice. Yeah.
Espirito.
It lights well. Full body.
Yeah.
It pairs nicely with the bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the price point on this?
I think these were about 12 a piece.
Okay.
$12. Yeah, I think it's a pretty smooth cigar.
Okay. Is it box worthy?
Yeah, I could say so. Yeah, so try this one out, man. The Trinidad Espirito Series #1. Pick this up. And also that Noble Oak, that double barrel bourbon. Check it out, man. Definitely got the Cigars and Whiskey stamp of approval. All right?
Absolutely.
Guys, we want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey. Again, if you don't follow us on Instagram, please do at Cigars Whiskey. That's Cigars with an S, Whiskey. All right. Also, check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Cigars and Whiskey Podcast. Cigars, the &, Whiskey Podcast. Again, like, share, subscribe. Also, give us a thumbs up on the videos. Give us some help with the algorithm. All right. If you missed any of the previous episodes, also check us out on the podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify, etc. Anywhere you listen to your podcast at. And again, remember to like, share, and also subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating with a comment. It helps the platform grow. All right. If you have any questions, any comments, any recommendations, meaning if you want to recommend a cigar, a spirit, or even a topic, hit us up. If you have a product or service and you would like to sponsor a show, right, hit us up via email. It's podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. Again, podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. And if you like the content that we're putting out, you dig the show and you want to show some support, you can do that via Cash App. It's the same as the Instagram, Cigars Whiskey. Cigars with an S, Whiskey. And also, check out our guy, super producer Corey Cool. Let him know what you got going on.
All right, you got CUNY Radio Podcast. That's Mondays, if my new son permits, right? I'm talking hip-hop and all that other good stuff. You could also find me on the voice of NCC 90.3 FM every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m., where I play it cool. A replay is available right after the show at cooluniversity.com. I also have my top 5 of the second quarter article. I'm writing, god darn it. And that's available at Music Industry, Long Island. I'm guessing third quarter is on the way. So I'm taking my notes there. Hopefully I have another article within that publication right here with the Cigars and Whiskey I just pressed record. All right?
All right. White Star GB, give me a handle.
You just said it, White Star GB on IG.
All right. Yeah. Trinidad, Espirito, series number 1. Noble Oak, Double Barrel Bourbon. Check them out. All right. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. We'll catch you on the next one.